I didn't set out to write a book. It was 1982, 14 years after I had last set foot in Vietnam, and 13 years after I returned to the world. I had a family and a career. I'd never written more than an occasional letter to the editor in my life. My twisted insides had spawned ulcers. The nightmares were more frequent. I needed to get Vietnam out into the open, but I couldn't talk about it. Not after all those years. I think history will, if given half a chance to be objective, regard the Vietnam era as the apogee of the American dream. To most of us who were there, Vietnam was the defining event of our generation, the biggest thing that would ever happen in our lifetimes. Realizing the importance of the experience, the huge changes that the war crafted into one's emotional makeup, it is difficult to let the genie out of the bottle. Suppose one evening after the kids are in bed and the dishes are done, the wife just casually suggests, "Tell me about Vietnam." A reasonable request, I suppose. But where do you begin? It is so huge, so complex and important. You know that to pry up the lid and just let the first few particles escape will trigger an explosion, a mighty, dirty geyser of recollections and traumas that have been festering inside far too long. To tell about my Vietnam experiences the first time was not unlike squeezing the pus out from an infected wound. The time was right for me, back in 1982. For others, the time hasn't been right to this day. They shrug, hunch their shoulders, grab a cold beer from the fridge, and change the subject. There will be a better time, they tell themselves.